Hello and good evening from the Channel Studios in London with your international news around the world in 5. Millions of Europeans have emerged from lockdown, with Italy, which was once the world's worst hit country, leading the way out of its 2-month quarantine period. Italians will now be able to leave their homes more freely, with many workplaces reopening provided they can meet social distancing rules. With more than 29,000 coronavirus-related deaths, Italy has the world's second highest death toll after the United States. Meanwhile, in Spain, businesses with premises under 400 square metres, like hairdressers and flower shops, have also reopened. It's as the lockdown restrictions have been loosened in part of a 4-phase plan. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said on Saturday that 6 million masks were due to be distributed, which are now mandatory on public transport. The death toll climbed by 164 in the previous 24 hours to 25,428.
I want them to go back. We have to get our country back.
US President Donald Trump has said there had to be more help for Americans suffering from the economic crisis caused by the virus, indicating that he wants Congress to pass another aid bill. Congress has already made $3 trillion available, intended to ease the heavy economic toll of the crisis.
Number one, there's more help coming. We have really no choice because incredible people like this are, it's not your fault. I mean, just remember that it's not your fault. And there is more help coming. There has to be. To get our life back. We have to get our country back. We have to get the world back. We want to have, if we have a stadium in Alabama that holds 110,000 people against LSU, I went there. We want to have 110,000. We don't want to have 25,000 people or 40,000 people. And that'll happen. Maybe it's going to be a vaccine, or maybe it's going to be that this virus will pass. It will go. Will it come back? It might. It could. Some people say yes, but it will pass.
According to China's Ministry of Culture and Tourism, the country's tourism numbers have soared during the May Day holiday as the government has continued to ease lockdown measures. Domestic tourists made nearly 85 million trips in the first 3 days of the holiday, boosting China's tourism revenue by almost $5 billion. Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro has railed against the country's lockdown in a speech to thousands of anti-confinement demonstrators outside his presidential palace. Bolsonaro blamed state governors for continuing the lockdown, insisting that the strict containment measures are damaging the economy. The number of confirmed COVID-19 infections in Brazil has passed 100,000, with more than 7,000 deaths. Venezuela's government has said it has blocked an attack from the sea, killing 8 members of a group of alleged mercenaries who are planning terrorist attacks aimed at overthrowing President Nicolas Maduro. The government said the mercenaries attempted to enter the country on a speedboat from neighbouring Colombia. Opposition leaders have dismissed the events as a staged incident. In western Kenya's Budalangi, residents have carried their belongings away from submerged houses via boats and motorbikes after the river Nzoia burst its banks. 1,800 families have been made homeless after heavy rainfall caused flooding and landslides across the region. The government has said that 116 people have died due to flooding across 29 counties. Greece has transferred vulnerable migrants from the overcrowded Moira camp on Lesbos Island to the mainland as part of preventative measures against the virus outbreak. The migrants wore face masks and their temperatures were taken before being bussed to the port. There have been no cases of coronavirus in Moira camp so far, but refugee agencies warn that the threat of an outbreak is high. In Bangladesh's capital Dhaka, a long line of people feeling unwell formed outside a hospital with hopes of getting a coronavirus test. The country has been in lockdown for over a month due to the virus pandemic, with many businesses shut, although some garment factories have reopened. Bangladesh has reported just under 10,000 cases of COVID-19 and has 177 deaths so far. And finally, not all heroes wear capes, but these ones do. Spraying disinfectant and beating slit drums, a group of superheroes have been walking the streets of Indonesia to warn people about the danger of the virus and to teach them tricks to combat it. Local residents said the initiative was interesting and creative as it captured the attention of younger children. Indonesia has reported 11,192 coronavirus infections so far and 845 deaths. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.